Hey, it is winter out here and we're getting ready for a winter storm, so I'm going to talk about some of the supplies we need. We have 3 propane tanks. I'll show you what they are. We want topped off. We have a spare one full, already filled up. We are going to need diapers for new baby, diapers for the happy baby. Bread is probably out of the store because it's a storm. And Kleenexes. We have beef over at our freezer on a different property that's 7 miles away, so we really need to move some of that over here because we may not be getting out very often. Fill gas cans for our generator. We're going to stock up on fruits and vegetables and general foods. We're going to have a plan to minimize pipes freezing because normally when it gets below 0 here, which we're only supposed to be down to 5 degrees at our location, current prediction, so we might be okay with the pipes freezing, but we're still going to have a plan in place to minimize that. I'm going to have a propane backup indoor heater in case our main heat source is not enough. I'll show you that here later in the video. We're going to have a water plan, what we do if pipes freeze. I've been kind of backlogged on emptying my toilet buckets. I have like 7 buckets for our composting toilet system, but I need to get them all emptied before the storm. They're a lot easier to empty above freezing, and even though it's snowy out here, it is supposed to get above freezing today. And I'm going to check on my firewood. Anyway, let's go to some of the things we're going to be doing. Here's a backup stove. This just runs off of a can of propane. It's called a Camp Chef stove. It's got a range and an oven. Kind of small, just barely fits the 9x13 pan. But that's going to be how we cook some during this storm. Anyway, I'm going to show you some of the pipes and our water system. We are on a homestead, so our main heat source is firewood, and we got enough to last this storm. Probably going to try to get a little bit more in before the snow, because just to be safe. That part of the woodshed is a mess. But here we have water catchment on that roof. And it goes into there, and then there's a pipe that goes underground up to here, and that's supposed to come into here. And our drain is working, getting water off the house into the tank. This pipe, or this tank, there's 2 tanks under the house. This one hasn't been very full lately, so I don't know what's causing that. Here's a couple of our compost toilet buckets that we need to empty. We'll be getting around to that shortly. The snowstorm is supposed to be like this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're just having a minor one today. Here's our bucket system. I don't usually post a lot about it, but basically you go potty in the potty. There's a bucket under there, and when it fills up, we take it out and dump it on the compost pile. But every time you go, you put some scoops of sawdust in on top, and that makes it so it doesn't smell, and it's clean and safe. Our pantry is still got plenty of food in it. A lot of peaches. This is actually coconut sugar, canned cherries if we decide to make a cherry pie. Some tomato products, beans. Just random things, pumpkin. Over here we've got like ramen, and those are a whole bunch of canned, what are those, garbanzo beans?
Yes.
Here's the jar of canned meal. One of my siblings and his wife gave us a whole bunch of those, 12 jars of that, which each one is like a meal and a half. Made a video a couple days ago about that process. There's a whole bunch of cranberry sauce and a whole bunch of nori for making kimbap and sushi stuff. We got rice around somewhere.
It's right here.
A couple bags of rice.
And we got,
what were you trying to say, Amuna?
I was trying to say the buckets have beans and corn and flour.
Okay, so there's a lot of buckets here. And so there's going to be like beans, popcorn, flour, stuff like that. Here's our wood stove. It is the main heat source for our house, and so all that firewood we put it in here and have a nice hot fire going. I'm going to show you two of our propane heaters. This one is, they call it a sunflower heater, but it screws right onto the top of the tank, like right there. And then you can just light a fire in that, and it provides heat. That's safe for inside a building, as long as you have a little bit of ventilation. This one is more for semi-outdoor spaces, like our greenhouse here. It's a tall heater, and you just got to see a tiny splash of the happy baby. But it hooks up to a tank. We're going to try to get these tanks filled. The last propane tank I want filled is this one here. It runs our hot water heat, and so want to have hot water for the thing. We may put insulation on these pipes because this here in this part of the greenhouse freezes pretty often. Anyway, love your comments, any advice on how to do this better, and thank you for watching. Oh, here's one other thing I just did. So this is our hot water heater, and this is our shower right there, and so we turn this to get water. But I put this in a couple weeks ago so I can drain out the water out of the shower head so it doesn't freeze again, because it froze. That was really inconvenient back in December. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.